Welcome to this look at a new map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is Delusion. This is a new mod map by Norblin. It's 361.38 megabytes download. It's an interesting name for a map, isn't it? This is a Polish map. Let's just get straight into it. The map itself looks like this. I'm on New Farmer, Normal Economy. What do we start with? Well, we start with that little plot up there with the farmhouse, and we've got a silo and field 5, and that's it. And what's interesting with this one, I was always under the impression on console that you could only have 60 something buyable plots. So on a map like this, where you've got 100 and whatever plus fields, that's when you got them clustered and you had to buy them in sort of groups of. However, I've been around the map, and as far as I can make out, every single field is buyable separately, which is unusual. I didn't think that was possible. As far as I can tell so far, the cheapest field I've come across is 124 for 22,301. And then we go all the way up to, I think, field 1 at the top there for 517 grand, possibly field 99, a little bit cheaper. So field prices vary from very small up to fairly large, so you can kind of gradually build up if you want to, which is very nice. Now, the map feels very big. And when I go around the map, we are going to sort of jump cut here and there, because as you can see, we've got sale points out in the northwest, we've got sale points in the northeast, we've got sale points in the southeast, and sale point in the southwest. The map feels big because everything is really spaced out. Store and stuff is in the middle. We'll get on to that in a minute. There are no custom crops on this map. Contracts are available on this map. What else do I need to say straight off the bat? There's only one mod that I've come across, and that's the farmhouse, which we'll get to. Now, the weird thing as well is we start here by a field, not at a farm, not anywhere else, just at a field. The next thing to point out as well is the views on this map are stunning. If you like photography, especially like landscape photography, whatever it is, as I was driving around this map, I kept stopping thinking, that'll make a great thumbnail, that'll make a great thumbnail, that looks brilliant, that looks fantastic. And it really does. The lighting works perfectly. It's not too dark in the dark spots. In the morning as the sun's coming up, you've got a bit of haze. I really like it. I think it works really, really well. Now, I'm going to jump to the farm and we will start from there. Bear with me just a second. So here we are at the farmhouse. There's your sleep trigger. That's not fixed. You can sell that. We also have a workshop. We have a shelter. We have a silo, a small one, I think it's 100,000 litres, standard crop types, and the machinery and equipment that we start with. On New Farmer, it's 772 out of 1,299 slots used, which is fairly high. Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, it comes down to 734, which isn't much of a drop. The difference is you don't start with the workshop, the shelter, the silo, or the farmhouse, but you do start with all of your start equipment. And again, I need to see if I can get this about right, somewhere about there. It will look a little bit like this. But if you want to get rid of all of the equipment and start completely from scratch, you can get that slot count down from 614 to 614. So from 772 on New Farmer to 734 on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. Sell all of the equipment, you can get it down to 614, which is pretty good. I think it's a fair sized map. Now, what do we want to look at? Well, I mean, the equipment's all there in front of you, but we can have a look at it. Garage, Fendt Favorite 511C, Valtra A104, TX32 Harvester, SEK02 trailer, header for the harvester, cultivator, power harrow, seeder. We've got a fertiliser and herbicide sprayer, front loader attachments, and like I say, we've got the grain silo, easy shed, vehicle workshop, and old house, which you don't start with on Farm Manager or start from scratch. So let's grab a tractor and let's head off. You don't start with any animals either. There are no livestock pens at all on the map when you first start. It is seasons ready. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you was on the map screen was the periphery. If I can get onto the periphery. Right, the periphery of the map is all of that, and that costs 0. I don't know how that will be for placeables, because the other thing about this map, and it says it in the mod hub description, it's very hilly, and it is. But I think that adds to the landscape. I think that's what helps with those stunning views, and they are stunning views. You get the lighting just right and that kind of thing. It looks amazing. Slot count is fairly high because of the amount of buildings and stuff on here as well. We have got traffic, as you can see, but it does lend a kind of, I think it makes it feel more alive. As you go past all these little farms, you've got trailers and plows and equipment and things, it feels lived in, you know, it feels like it's a working area, and I like that. Sometimes maps can be a bit clinical, sometimes there's not very much on them. It's a balance between the two, I suppose. Sometimes there's too much traffic and too much, and if the slot count's too high, then people won't play on it. But every part of this map, you can drive down into a new valley, you go up over a ridge, and it's, you know, more incredible scenery. So what we're going to do, we're going to head up to the northwest corner to the first of the sale points. Then I will cut until we're going past the farm again, and we'll go out and look at the scenery on the way out to the northeast sale points. Then we'll head down to the store area, and then, like I said, we'll take them all in, we'll get all the sale points in. But I just, you know, just to get that kind of feel for the map and yeah, just the look of it. Sugar, beet and potatoes have separate sell points, completely separate on this map. So we start off with the barn sell point, which is just there. We have got sell point eggs, which is just there. We've got sell point 1, which is round the other side, and we've got the lime buy point just over there. So barn, lime, sell point for eggs just there, and sell point 1 tucked around the back just there. From here, let's go back to the map. So we went where we started, we then jumped up to the farm. We've come along here, down and up the other side, and we're here. We're going to go back down, go all the way back up past there. I'll see you again as we pass the farm again. We're going to head out to the sell points out here, and then we'll go from there and we'll head down into the centre section to the spinnery in the shop. That's the plan. I'll see you in a minute. So, farms on the right. We're carrying on eastward. So it kind of sweeps down and back up that side, sweeps off down that side, and it ripples across. Sometimes you get maps where you've got a ridge in the middle and it sweeps down to a valley, or you've got a valley. It kind of goes up and down with these little kind of washout irrigation trenches kind of thing to the right of the field, sometimes to the left of the road, sorry, the field. There are little tracks that zigzag across the map as well, joining up different bits. It kind of gives you points where you can kind of cut across the map without going through too many fields. I'm going to cut across a couple of bits later on. There are some forested areas available to buy too, again not very expensive, and there is a sawmill which we're going to get to later on, as we will with the biogas plant. So coming up to the northeast corner of the map, we've got the next to sell points. We've got sell point 2 and sell point for potatoes. Like I say, because of the travelling between the sell points, it makes the map seem huge. So sell point 2, just there. And then the potato sell point is inside the building here. You swing round. In here, it's your sell point for potatoes. Then from here, I'll see you again in a minute when we're on a different bit of road. We're going to be heading down towards the main store and the spinnery. So that turn there is where we just came out of. That leads back towards the farm. So heading south down the map. This is going to be fairly difficult terrain, I think, if you've got very small machinery, low horsepower stuff. Not so much with the equipment, because you can get the equipment that's designed for low horsepower machinery. It's when you're going to be hauling grain or whatever it is you're hauling, when you've got a bit of weight on the back of tractors, especially small stuff. Some of these hills, it's going to struggle. But that's what adds the challenge to it, I think. Again, more farm areas, tractors with plows, and yeah, feels good. So coming up on our right, fire station, just there, I think it was the fire station. We've got the spinnery sell point on our right, just there. Through the gap, just up the back there is the spinnery. We've got fuel station, petrol station, gas station. And then we've got the main store, which is here. Very Deutz-Fahr heavy by the look of things. But it looks like they've got some Steigers as well. Now, it's not that it's overly Polish in, I mean, I suppose the field types, judging by other Polish maps we've had. But what I do like is all the stuff here. So we've got wash area just there. We've got 3 workshops. Then we've got engine service area just there. Spare parts service just here. And then coming across to this one, I think that means vulcanization. Well, I think that means tyres. That's your tyre area. But obviously your trigger there, your workshop trigger for buying is there. Your selling, repairing, customization point is just here. This is also the reset point. So if anything you get stuck or have any problems, you need to reset a vehicle, this is where it will reset to. So that's your main store. From here, got another bit of a drive, but again, more stunning scenery. You don't mind so much when you're driving around a map that looks great, and I think it is that combination. I know I've said it before, and I'm repeating myself. Some maps can be stunning just in their design, just in the way they're made. This one is a combination of the way the map's made and the lighting, I think, works really well with it. Again, that's just a personal opinion. You may not agree with that, but that's just what I think. So, we're now heading to the southeast corner of the map. So next, the sell points. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just missing being out in the, sprawling countryside. I can go out from where I live, obviously, but like why I like going to Lake District and places like that is you've got this open, sweeping countryside and mountains, and the views go on forever. Where I live, yeah, there's countryside, of course there is. I can go outside, but the views just aren't quite the same. And I guess driving around here, I'm looking at and thinking, oh man, I miss it. Anyway, so we've got the sugar beet sell point just here. We'll have a look at the map again in a minute, see where we've come from and where we are. From here, we swing round, we go to the biogas plant. Biogas plant needs to be purchased to be used. It's about 474 grand, nearly 475 grand. Just off to the left here, 2 large bunker silos. Sell point for your silage is just there, and other things. It's a standard biogas plant, pays about, I think it's 360 again for your silage, and then your digestate point is there for your byproducts after you've sold the various bits that it will take. So that's your biogas plant. Then from here we've got our livestock market. So if you want to transport your animals yourself or bring them back here to sell, you can. There's your livestock market. And then to the south, just off here, so we're right in the southeast corner now, we have got sell point for eggs number 2, just there. So northwest corner, southeast corner, you can sell eggs. And then sell point number 4, I think, yeah. Sell point number 4 is just there. Now, as far as the sell points go, I didn't really show it, did I? If we go across, sell points 1, 2, 3, and 4 pretty much take everything. And if we scroll across, well, we're not scrolling across. There we go. So pretty much everything. They'll take milk as well. The egg, 2 egg sell points specifically do eggs, and obviously then you've got your potatoes, your sugar beet separate. Your sawmill will do your wood chips, and your spinnery will do your wool and your cotton, as the spinneries normally do. So from here, I'm going to cut across country a bit. I'm going to use some of the tracks. I'm going to go down the side of a couple of fields, just because it'll be quicker to cut across to the sawmill than it is to go back on the roads. But again, you get to take in a bit of scenery as we go. I won't show all of it because obviously once you've seen a bit of the scenery, I hope you by now you've kind of got a feel for it. Out onto the road, we come to the sawmill. Sawmill wood chip sell point is just to the left there, just after the conveyor belt. The lumber sell point is just there. I think the other thing as well is, while some of the buildings kind of look familiar, and there's a lot of sort of generic stuff that you see across a lot of maps, I think the way it's been put in and kind of landscaped in, and it fits the surroundings and it blends in so well with the surroundings. It doesn't feel like it's plonked, Sometimes you'll come on a map and it feels like that's plonked there, and not much has been done to kind of make it feel like it's always been there. Whereas I think the way it's all been landscaped and fitted together, it feels like it has, I think. So we are now heading west again, and this time we're going to, I think, the final sell point, which is sell point 3 in the southwest. Actually, do I want to cut across here? I think I probably do. Let's swing around, go up past this little woodland. I'm sure we can cut across here. Again, it will save us driving right up to the middle of the map and back out again. Hopefully we can cut across here, pretty sure. I think as well, I'm just looking across the map, where we're heading to, sell point 3, I think is one of the highest points on the map as far as I can tell. Again, I'm doing what I usually do, just looking down my list, just hopefully I haven't missed anything. It's different as well not having any animals on the map standard. Now, this is one of those ones that sometimes you get caught out and you look on the map and think, oh, there's no animals, and it's one of those situations that you need to buy the plot of land before the animals show up. But I've been looking across the map and trying to find plots of land which are kind of vacant, that look like maybe placeable areas or something. You think, oh, okay, maybe if I buy that there might be something on it. But looking across the map, there doesn't seem to be any available space. It seems to be pretty much all taken up with fields. That said, you find an area that you can landscape a little bit, flatten off. There's no reason we can't take a field and then put livestock on it. Of course you can. You can put some animal pens down. So, southwest corner of the map, we come to sell point 3, which is the final sell point, and it does feel like we've climbed right up. It's hard to tell with all the trees around, but then sell point 3 is just around the back here, just there. So where have we been? On the last little bit of the map, we came from the shop down to this fork here, and we came all the way down, and we did sugar beet, biogas plant, animal dealer, sell point eggs 2 and sell point 4. We then cut across here, excuse me, to the Sawmill. We then went along that road there, across the side of that woodland, across the bottom there, along that road, all the way around, back up, and we're now at Sail Point 3. Like I say, looking at the map, there's a few housing bits here and there, but I'm just trying to look. We've got forested areas. I can't see anywhere obvious where there might be sort of animals hiding. As far as I know, there are no animals on the map already. But that's the map. That's Delusion by Norblin. Very nice indeed. As far as I can tell, I don't recognise the name. This might be the first map on console we've had from Norblin. That's a bit of a cracker for a first map. It might not be the first map, and there might be a few more or whatever on PC by Norblin, but I'm pretty sure on console it is. So there we go. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.